Hey guys, so just want to do a quick video on chalking. For me personally, I've had a really good chalk in Psyche. Okay, it's a decent climbers chalk. What I found is it's not too powdery, it's not too fluffy, if that's the word you want to use. It's got enough grit in it, but it just adheres to the bells really well. So check those guys out. Fully recommend the chalk. Great bit of kit. So first and foremost, this is a fairly clean bell. Okay, if you get to a position where it's a massively chalk bell, there's a thick layer, especially if you're in a competition and you've got 3 to 5 minutes to get your bells chalked, make sure you just have a decent sandpaper. Just obviously just take a little bit of any lumps and bumps on. You want to try to get a nice even surface. Okay, so this one isn't too bad. So the main things that we're trying to get is we want to get a good base. Now everybody's chalk in preference, everybody's going to have it either smoother, rougher, in the middle, but the main thing is trying to get it so it stays on, it's consistent, and it's not just caked on in one area and then comes off really easy halfway through the sets. Okay, so what we want to try and get is we're going to come over. Okay, you want to get a bit of a handful. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to try and make sure we're getting the kettlebell on its side, okay, and then we're trying to get a figure of 8 rubbing right the way through. Okay, what this is going to do, this is going to give us our base layer. Okay, it's consistently just working it in. Okay, we want to try and get an even layer that's going to stay on right the way through, and again we're just going to attack it from both sides, trying to get a figure of 8. Okay, what you might find is you'll end up with ball patches here or whatever it may be. Now some chalk and some bells you're going to be able to get away with no water, but in this case, after you've got a bit on your hand, just one spray, rub your hands together, that's going to create a bit of a paste. Okay, get another handful of chalk. You're not going to need loads. Okay, again, coming onto the side, and we're just working it in to a figure of 8. Again, just coming round, and hopefully it's going to start adhering to a second layer, consistently coming on, and we want it nice and even. Again, we roll it over, and we're just going to come through again, getting it all the way through the handle so you can adapt during your lifts. Okay, so at the moment it's a bit of an even layer on, so this would be perfect for somebody who doesn't like it too rough. If somebody likes it a bit rougher in the texture, what you can do is you can do the same again, and we can put another layer on. Now to finish off this, we want to make sure it stays on for the full set. So what we're going to do, we're chalking on its side when we're doing our figure of 8s. Okay, once we've done that bit, we're going to tip it up. Okay, a reason why we want to chalk on its side when we're doing our figure of 8s is because we don't want the kettlebell caked all the way around on the bottom, the side of the belt, because if you just know, gone overhead, you get a big old chalk ball straight in your eye. Okay, when you are chalking, make sure you haven't got the kettlebell sat in a big old pile of chalk. So last little bit, you're just going to get some in the palm of your hand. Okay, you're going to get your hand in, and you're just going to apply a lot of pressure. And again, this is just going to work it in. Again, we're just consistently hitting both sides of the bell, and again, this will add a bit more of a rougher texture, but what it's doing is it's going to give you a solid layer, so when you are doing your sets, it's not just going to rub off. And now if you are putting this on the platform for someone, okay, it's not too bad. This is just a quick one that I've put on, but you might want to spend a bit more time in certain areas depending on the lifter. Okay, but when you do put it on the platform for someone, what I always try and recommend, clean off the bell with your hands, carry it over, stick it on the platform, put it on however they like to lift for their first rep. So have good communication with your lifter, whoever you're helping out, okay? So again, on the side, figure of 8 as a dry layer. Then if you need some moisture to get some more adherence, then keep from figure of 8. The figure of 8, just make sure that it goes on evenly, we get a nice layer. And then we want a dry layer, tip it on its end, make sure we clean off the bell so there's no lumps of chalk falling in the lifter's eyes, okay, putting them off. We want to try and get a hard layer so it keeps consistent. Hopefully you find it helpful, guys. Speak to you soon.